Hello, Gabe Heller here. I'm in Bristol in the UK trying to break into the Yogscast as organically as possible, causing as little fuss as possible, but I do really want to be in the Yogscast, so I'm going to do whatever is necessary. But one thing I've done ever since I was a child was watch the Olympics every time it's on, and the Olympics is going to be on while I'm here, unless they delay it again. So I've been looking for some way to watch it, and all of the TV standards are different here. All of the receivers are different. I couldn't really bring anything along or pre-order anything that would do it for me necessarily. But I was at the mall picking up some soap. I happened to see, this is at the galleries in Bristol, and I happened to see a pop-up store from the local council giving away electronics that people had donated. And here is a PVR. There it is. See the back of it here? Has standard UK antenna input and output, has an SPDIF out, HDMI out, which is probably what I'm going to be using. It hooks up to your network. Not sure what it does or what it requires. I don't have this kind of network at my Airbnb, but I do at the office that I'm renting. It has a USB plug. I don't know what that's for. If I could hook up an external hard drive and record to it, that would be nice. If it's a standard that I can then view, some other way or save, would be nice. It's got a SCART connector. We don't have these in the States, and it's got audio and video out, presumably PAL video. And a switch. It has been marked. As you can see here, the PAT is okay. I'm not sure what the PAT is, but it's okay. The HDMI is okay. That's good. That's what I intend to use. The SCART is okay. It needs a network connection to function for full function. So apparently it doesn't work on Wi-Fi. I don't know if it ever did, but it certainly doesn't now. But free to good home, as you can see here. And it is a Youview. It came with a remote control, which is somewhere over there. So yeah, I'm going to hook this up to my little projector here in the Airbnb and see what it does. So we're about to turn it on here. Unfortunately, I don't. This is my tripod here. It's holding the projector in place, so it's going to be shaky cam from here on. There's a power button. I believe I've turned it on. May not be responding. On the other hand, that sticker might be over the IR port, the free sticker. So let's remove the free sticker. Let's in fact remove all of the informationatory stickers here. Informatory stickers. Informational stickers. Worked. Does not seem to be working. Has a little dent there. Okay, there's a power button right in the middle. So what's the secret? The outlet is switched on, plugged into the outlet there. Ah yes, there's a switch on the back, of course. And it's switched to 0. Is 0 power, and we want 1 power. Okay, now it's got 1 power. Ah! The light has turned orange. Still no signal, but perhaps if we press the button, the light will change color. There we go! It's a HUMAX. For maximum human, version A, 7.76, it says in the corner. Oh, maybe it was just booting up. There we go. 720p 50 Hz. That sounds like British TV to me. Please wait. Waiting. For a faster startup time, change your standby mode in settings. All right. Nearly ready. Any moment now it will be ready. It'll be interesting to see if anyone else has pre-recorded anything on it. I don't know that it has a hard drive inside. It may require me to hook up a hard drive. The one I was looking at buying does require a hard drive, an external one. But this one's certainly big enough to have one mounted in it, and it's heavy enough to have one mounted in it as well. If it's recording to an internal hard drive, I may need to open it up to get access to any of the data. It might also be encrypted in some way that prevents me from getting access to it, so that could be an interesting adventure. Alrighty. BBC One West, no information available. Well, I don't have an antenna hooked up to it, so no wonder. Guide. Guide does nothing. Oh, guide. There we go. Let's try it again. All right, so this is all the information. No information. There's no information available. Which is not surprised again. No antenna. Oh, TV signal problem. Your TV signal is weak or lost. Yes. For more information, go to supportyouView.com and search YUM302. Wonder if Youview.com still exists. I would like to get to a menu of some kind. There doesn't seem to be a menu button on here. Here's the remote. Many buttons, but no menu. Is the Youview the menu button? Oh, I should probably hit OK to close. Okay. Youview. Does that do things? There's the guide. I want my view. Is that what I want? Recordings. Aha! I could watch Walker, Texas Ranger. I could watch Blue Caprice. I could watch Joe. I could watch Deadly Companions. Let's watch Deadly Companions. Looks like a classic Western. The state of Arizona and the town of Old Tucson. Alrighty then. So the viewing seems to work fine. I'm just going to have to find or MacGyver together some kind of an antenna to plug into it and see what we get. So I'm trying to retune the channels here. Before I purchase an antenna, I figured I'd try a little homemade antenna. So I have found some tin foil, some aluminum foil in the kitchen here at the Airbnb, and I wrapped it around a toothpick and stuck it into the antenna. And right now we are retuning. We will see if it picks up any channels. As you can see, it was last tuned the 25th of September 2016. So it's been out of commission for more than 5 years. I'm kind of worried if I hook it up to the internet, what it will do, what it might download, and what that might stop me from doing if it's like a security update or something. So I probably will wait until I discover that I really can't use it at all before I actually hook it up to the network. It's rather convenient then that it doesn't have Wi-Fi, though I guess I would have to set up the Wi-Fi and give it the password in order for it to actually use the Wi-Fi. So I would be able to prevent it from doing that if I needed to. Of course, once it knows the password, there's no disconnecting it from the Wi-Fi. So you'll notice that before it had 176 channels, so I bet it was hooked up to some kind of cable, because I doubt that there are 176 over-air channels here in the UK, in Bristol. I mean, it's pretty densely populated, but that's still a lot of channels. It's almost complete. 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Retuning complete. Number of channels 0. Oh no. Well, that didn't work. Alrighty, I'm back again. I'm trying a different antenna configuration. Instead of a sheet, I've bent it into a ring because I know that UHF antennas, and I believe it's all UHF in the UK now, are often ring-shaped. I think it's going to do better this time. It was going quite slow at the beginning, which suggests to me that it was actually detecting something, and that was making it go slow, instead of just chunking along at the speed that you can see it going now that it's probably up past where all the channels exist. And notice it says last tuned 1st of January 2000. It seems to have reset the clock to January 1st, 2000, while it was unplugged and being recycled and sitting in the store waiting for me to come pick it up. Ah, could not be completed. Oh well, so much for that. Okay, so I am at the office at the moment, and I have this Youview hooked up to a monitor and through a capture card, and it seems to be working, so I'm guessing that means that there's no kind of copy protection on the output of this thing. Now, if I were to hook it up to the internet, it might download some. Let's see if we can record. I'm going to go back to the beginning. Now, we're not getting any sound. Looks like the bar stays at the bottom for just a little bit there. Now I might be able to get some sound if I click the right button here. There we go. Now it'll be in time with that picture over there, not that picture over there. That's the picture. Seems to be working. So if all else fails, I can capture stuff off of this. Now let's try something a little more recent, just in case it's like the old westerns, don't have copy protection, but some of the new things do. It might be on a program-by-program basis. Supposing I choose Joe is a film from 2013, I think we discovered. Let's resume Joe. Seems to be working. Yep, seems to be recording with no problem. Now I'm hoping I can just get the files directly off the hard drive. So that's the next thing I'm going to do, is open it up and see what's inside. So here we are. Here is the Youview. There it is. BT logo on it. It seems to be held together simply by three screws. 3 screws in the back. This one, and this one. So we're going to take those out and see what we see. I'm hoping there will be an exposed, or reasonably easy to remove hard drive, which I can hook directly up to my laptop and have a look at, see if I can tell what it contains. I've done this before with a, what the heck were they called? TiVo. I've got to use TiVo once before. Now we're going to be breaking the seal here. I'm going to do my best to not mess it up too much. Okay, so this side comes off. Something's caught there. Ah, I see, there are these guys. It's going to make it hard. Okay, so we'll try moving this like so. Just left some things there, but we might be able to line those back up again if we absolutely need to. I was thinking I could peel it off. Okay, so here we are inside PVR. It's got drive bay here, and I bet the hard drive is inside that drive bay. There appear to be 4 screws, here, 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 and here, to hold it in place, and a SATA connector there. Here's the tuner. I was worried the tuner might not work. This seems to be held down with screws here, 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 and here, so I think I'm going to take those out first. Now it's possible the drive enclosure encompasses more than just the drive. There may be other things in the enclosure, and that could prove to be a problem. And there seems to be a fan in the enclosure too, and the fan's plugged in there, so I may need to unplug the fan. But I don't see how taking out these 4 screws would allow me to get the hard drive out. It's covered up here. Okay. It seems to lift right out. Fan comes with it, so we better unplug the fan. There we go. I heard a screw fall there. There it is. And I lost it underneath that right away. Okay. Now that looks like a SATA connector. All right, where did all those screws go? There's one. And there's another thing. I hear it. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's all the screws. So now we should be able to just hook this up to a SATA enclosure. So here I have a SATA enclosure. It's possible that this little cable here will not provide enough power for this big drive, because it's used to powering this little thing here. But it fits on it, but it's not going to go in without taking the drive out of the enclosure. So we're going to need to take the drive out of the enclosure anyway. ourselves a hard drive. It is a Seagate, product of Thailand, HD.2, 500 gigabytes. It's not a full terabyte hard drive. This is, as you can see, a full terabyte hard drive. So I could get the files off of here. They would fit on here, if I can get them off. All right, that hooks up, and this hooks up. Now let's hook it all up to the laptop. Oh, I better set it up on something like that. This is non-conductive, so that should be fine. I hope it didn't break anything. I was going to use that drive for backing up videos and things. I ran out of space. Well, it has connected. It's not spinning up though. Disk 3 unknown. Not initialized. That's not a good sign. Now I've got somewhere a hex editor program that lets me access drives directly. 0 bytes. Disk 3. Yeah, no, it's not working. So that is not going to be a way that we can actually access it. I'm going to need to buy an enclosure that will actually power this properly. So as you can see, we're now getting BBC One coming in. I went and bought an antenna. It took an awful lot of fiddling, and I don't have most of it on video. One thing I tried was resetting it a bunch. That didn't really help as far as I could tell. I was still getting 0 channels. I moved the antenna into the window there. I was still getting 0 channels. But then I read online somewhere that it's very important that you keep the antenna cable separate from the HDMI cable. The HDMI cable can cause major interference, and the tuner in these is not that great. So any interference is a bad thing. So make sure you run your HDMI cable separately from your antenna cable. This is the antenna I got. It was the cheapest antenna that Argus had. I just wanted to test and make sure that the thing worked, and it appears that it works. So you can kind of see what I've done here. It took me a couple days, but I cleared a bunch of the files off of this 1 terabyte drive. Remember this? Oh, remember this? Yeah, so I cleared a bunch of files off of that. It's empty now. Those files are safe on my server at home. Hope it didn't screw up the drive just then. And I've wired it up instead. Now, it's never going to fit in this enclosure without some kind of adapter, but there is a little space here, as you can see, and it's actually probably a good thing because I know that some of the old ones of these, maybe not the modern ones, but the old ones needed to be grounded to the chassis in order to not give you data errors. So we've got the cover. We're just going to put it right on top of that drive, and it should also provide a kind of a heat sink just in case it needs one. So the idea is I found a reset mode in here. So I'm going to try and reset it using the reset mode, and hopefully it will format this drive and start using it as its main drive. And then once I've recorded a few things to it, I'll see if I can peek at it with Linux, which people say you can, and see if I can get the files off and see if they're, if they're encrypted in any way or if I can simply view them. Alrighty, so there it is. It's hooked up to the mains, and it's hooked up to my projector here. So the way you enter this special mode for resetting it is you turn on the power switch at the back, so you have to have it off to begin with. Turn on the power switch at the back, and then you hold down this button. Now, it's not actually a button, it's a sensor. As you can see, it turned blue, so I think that means it's going to do something. Let me turn on the projector here. I realized I didn't have it on. Now we have some options here. Factory reset, delete recordings, I believe is what we want. We don't have the option of Ethernet USB recovery. So, the instructions are, what is that? OK, volume minus, cancel volume plus, P minus and P plus up and down. That's what we want. Factory reset, delete recordings, which you can't read anymore. And OK is volume minus. I think. I really thought I hit volume minus. Is it doing the thing? Volume minus. There we go. Select OK to confirm or cancel to return to options. OK, volume minus.
Factory reset progressing. Alrighty. And in red there, which is kind of hard to read, it says, do not turn off or unplug your box. It will restart automatically. So as you can see, it's back in this mode where it's blue, which normally would be when it's on, but we're not getting any signal. So, not sure what's going on. Now, earlier it did say maintenance on the front, and now it says nothing. So what happens if I try turning it off with the remote? Oh, what's it doing? Please wait. Let's see what it does. What we're hoping here is that it will show up with no recordings, but lots of empty space. And we're going to make a recording or two and pull the drive out and see if we can read them. Youview booting up. Please wait. Nearly ready. Aha! To set up your Youview box, use the arrow keys and OK button on your remote control. To start tuning TV channels, press on. Or is that OK? OK. Press OK. Take a few minutes. Please wait until it's finished. All right, we're retuning. Initially, I was having that same problem where it detected 0 channels, but I understood that the problem was the HDMI cable. And there's no reason the cable needs to be plugged in while you're detecting the channels. So I started detecting channels, and I immediately unplugged the HDMI cable and left it unplugged for like 3 or 4 minutes while it found all the channels, all 142 of them.
So here I am on my Linux machine, and I have taken that drive out of the PVR, and I'm about to hook it up to the Linux box. Okay, so it's asking me for a passphrase, but as far as I understand, these passphrases are to access volumes that I don't need to actually access, so I'm not worried about them. And I'm going to hit escape to cancel out of each of them. There are a lot of volumes on the drive. We're only mainly interested, as far as I know, in the biggest one. On here we have a folder called, on the big volume, called My Video. All right, so here's the file we want. So we're just going to view this. Open with VLC Media Player just to see if it's viewable. Well, that doesn't seem to work, but then I think VLC Media Players never work terribly well on this machine.
Just to let you know, this video is over soon.
We're really wanging it around the
So
corner.
rub your eyes and stretch your thighs and sing in
and
tune.
safety, they are still.
It's time to find another kind of video.
Racetrack to see
For this one is nearly done, you know.